Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is Tiffany with Small Town 6, and today I am bringing you a weekly What's for Dinner video. This week's video is a little bit different. I wanted to bring you guys something that our family likes, that was some of the regular recipes that I've made in the past that are more like my husband's favorite types of foods. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I don't often make them on these videos because I usually try to come up with something new to create to share with you all, so it's not always the same stuff. So these are more like our classic dinners that our family likes, that my husband likes. So I'm sharing that with you today, and I will link the ingredients down below, that way if you guys want to make them too. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Today's video is also in collaboration with my good friend Taylor Elmore here on YouTube. Taylor and me have partnered up many times on here. Taylor's fantastic. She's such an awesome person, and she shares a lot of similar content. She does a lot of grocery hauls. She loves Aldi's just like I do, and she always finds like the best deals at Aldi's though, compared to me. She will find like things that are marked down and get the best deals. And she also shares what's for dinners weekly, and she's just got a lot of like vlogs and other content. But Taylor is great. I just love her, and I know you guys will love her if you don't already know her. So go check out her channel. I'm going to link it down below, and I will link her video down below. So go give her some love. And if you guys are coming from Taylor's channel and you're new here, hey, I'm Tiffany. I'm a mom of 4. I share lots of cooking content and lots of grocery hauls. And every now and then I throw in a little bit of cleaning content, but I'm kind of moving away from that because everyone's lately been preferring cooking. But love to have you guys here. I'll quit rambling. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Okay, you guys, this first recipe is Ryan's chili that he just threw together today. He likes it a certain way. So what we're going to do is take 1 pound or 2 pounds of ground beef or turkey, throw in a can of kidney beans, throw in a can of rotel, 1 diced up onion, another can of rotel. Then we're going to throw in a can of black beans, and yes, I've drained these already. And then we're going to put in a can of diced tomatoes, a can of tomato sauce, another can of tomato sauce. And then we are going to add in the seasonings after we mix this around really good. So I am going to put in about 2 tablespoons of chili powder. We are just playing this by ear today. And then we are going to put in about 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Then we are going to mix in about 1 tablespoon of the the red chili pepper, whatever that stuff is. And then we're going to add in about 1/2 tablespoon of salt and just mix that all together and cook it on low for several hours, just to combine it all together. So here is the real chili. This is my husband's recipe that he loves. Topped it with those queso chips from Sam's. And this is just real American chili, guys. It's got a little kick to it, I will say that. Okay, this was a fantastic new version of mushroom Swiss burgers I found on Pinterest. So what we are going to take is just 2 pounds of, I'm going to use ground turkey, but you can use ground chuck or beef. I'm going to take some salt and some pepper in this. And just mix that all together for your burgers. We're going to pat them out into little hamburger patties. And then we're going to take them, just place them on a plate. We love burgers in our house. My husband could eat these every day of the week if I would make them, but I like to mix it up. So then we're going to take some oil, put it into the pan, and we are going to cook the patties until they were browned on each side, just like normal hamburgers. We are just amping up the flavor today with these mushroom Swiss burgers because I have never made this sauce before until this day, but it's definitely going to be on my list to do again. So I'm taking some fresh mushrooms that I got at Aldi's, and I'm just going to soak them in my vinegar water, and then I'm going to cut them into pieces and cut the stems off and just slice them up real nice. You just need 16 ounces of sliced mushrooms. Then I'm going to take a sheet pan and I'm going to spray that, and I'm going to throw some fries in the oven and prepare according to directions. Then we are going to take 6 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to put them in a pan on the stove, because this is going to be our this is going to be like to put the mushrooms in to saute them. I think I added too much butter though. Usually I use the fake butter spray stuff. But we're just going to cook those until those are nice and soft. And then in a separate pan, we are going to take 6 tablespoons of butter. Yes, this is a lot of butter. And then we are going to add in flour. We're going to add it. I'm going to use wheat flour today. So you need about 1/4 cup of flour, and we're just going to get that together till it's all nice and brown, kind of like a brown color. And then we're going to add in 2 cups of beef broth. Mix that all together. It's better to use a whisk than to use a spatula. Then we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, however you say that, guys. I hate that word. Then we're going to throw in some salt. And there's the burgers, guys. They're done. I put some Swiss cheese on them. So here we are putting the mushrooms that we've already sauteed in with this gravy mixture that we've created for the mushroom Swiss burgers. There I am putting some more Swiss cheese on top of the other set of patties, because I need a bigger pan, obviously. And then we will just layer that sauce with the mushrooms over top of it. So here is dinner. This is the mushroom mushroom burger sauce. It's really, really good. I don't even like gravy that much, but I dipped a French fry in it to taste it, to see how it turned out. It's super good. And there's Swiss cheese on this. The kids didn't want that sauce, obviously, because it's got mushrooms in it. But started with some fries, and then I've got some grapes. So we have fruit tonight. So there is an easy dinner, guys. I highly recommend making the sauce to go on your mushroom Swiss burgers. I've always just made it with just mushrooms topped on it, but this just amps up the flavor. It's so good. Okay, this is an absolute favorite of ours. I've been making this for years. This is what we call country style steak and gravy. And we're going to take as a bowl and take 1 cup of flour in that bowl, and then you're going to throw some pepper into it. You're going to throw some salt into it. It's really dependent on how much you want. About 2 tablespoons of pepper and I guess a tablespoon of salt. Then you're going to mix that together really good. And we are going to take a package of cube steak. It really just depends on how many pieces you need to feed your family. Also, I'm going to take, it says 1/2 cup of cut up onion, but I will just use up what I have so we don't waste it, because we love onions. Well, I'll take that back. Me and my husband love onions. So we're just going to dice that up for later. Then we're going to take some oil in the pan. And I'm going to take that cube steak packet. I've already taken it out of the packaging. And we're just going to dredge that in the flour mixture. So that's mixed with the salt and pepper. And we're just going to go individually and just dredge each side in that so you get a nice coating on there. And no, guys, this isn't the healthiest, but this is country style cooking, and our family absolutely loves this recipe. So we are going to just dredge that, then we're going to take it back over to the stove, and in the pan, we are just going to, after that oil is nice and warm, we're going to put those pieces of cube steak in the pan. We're just going to kind of cook it. You don't want them to stick together, so keep the heat kind of at a medium. I'm just going to kind of brown them on each side, because once they're brown on each side, we're going to take them back out of the pan. But we're going to leave that oil that's in there, because that's going to help us make our gravy. So while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to be cutting up some potatoes. And you know me, I like to use my Instant Pot, because I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. Super simple, easy side dish. I just throw that in there for about 20-25 minutes and put the chicken broth in and cook it. And then I'll just mash that up when it's all done. So back to the stove, we're taking the cube steak back off of the pan. And now we are going to create our sauce. So we're going to take some of that flour that's left over. You need about 3 heaping tablespoons of that flour. And then once we get that all nice and like ground together, Then we are going to need to take about 2 cups of cold water and pour that into the pan. And I know it looks runny right now, but you can whisk this together and get it really nice and mixed together and the clumps out of it. And then it will turn into a thickened gravy. At that point, we'll take those onions and we will put them back into our pan. And then we will mix our cube steak back in there, and you can let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes. It really is dependent upon your all stove and how much time you have. So it comes together really nicely. And once it's done, we will have this corn, mashed potatoes, and country style gravy. Okay guys, now we are on to my mama's meatloaf. I've shared this before, but what I'm going to do is take about 2 pounds of ground beef. Yes, this is real ground beef. I'm not using ground turkey tonight. I'm making real meatloaf because I was making Ryan's favorites and he prefers real meat. So I'm using that. I'm just going to play this by ear. I'm going to put some tomato sauce in, about a can or 2. It really is dependent on how moist you want this. And then I am going to add in 1 package of crushed up saltine crackers. And then I am going to mix in about a cup of oatmeal, half cup of oatmeal, then a little bit of drizzle of milk. I just play the chili powder by ear. I put it to our preference. Then I put in 1 egg, and usually I put green pepper and onion in, but I didn't have any on hand tonight. So I did omit that tonight, but I prefer to put green pepper for more flavor. My mom always did. And then we're just going to mix that together and put it into like a loaf in the 13 by 9 inch pan. And usually I will cover this with ketchup because we even like to dip ours in ketchup. And then you cook it for about 1 hour. And then I'm just taking some fresh green beans I needed to use up, cutting the ends off of them. We'll also have mashed potatoes with this. I didn't share that because I share that every time. But what I'm going to do is take the ends off these green beans, spray a sheet pan, and then I'm going to drizzle it with some olive oil and some garlic powder and just cook it in the oven for about 20 minutes till it's nice and sauteed. And then I'm also making some biscuits and just following them by the directions on the package. So dinner is done. There is the meatloaf. I forgot to put onions and peppers in it, but it's fine. It turned out good. Here are some biscuits. I just put some spray butter on it and a little bit of garlic salt. Here's some green beans I roasted in the oven. And here are mashed potatoes. And they are so good. I've already had a couple bites. So creamy and delicious, like a restaurant, like Parmesan mashed potatoes. And there you go. Easy homemade dinner. Okay, so there is the dinner. And last but not least, another favorite of my kids and my husband, just taking a pack of fries. I really thought I had 2, but I didn't. Then I've got T-bone steaks that I had in the freezer, so I've already taken all the nasty off of them and all the bones. This is actually 4 T-bone steaks trimmed down. I'm just going to cook them, cube them up, and cook them on the stove. Drizzle some soy sauce in it, some garlic powder, and then I'm going to add in some onion powder into this. Just trying to create my own seasoning here because I didn't have the stuff you need. And then some lime juice I'm going to pour into there to give it a little bit more flavor. I'm going to cook it all the way through until it's nice and brown, but still tender. And then we are going to transfer it over to the cooked French fries. And I didn't have enough fries, like I said, so I decided to use some tortilla chips on the other half so we would make plenty for our family. I'm just going to layer the steak that's been cooked, and then I'm going to sprinkle it with cheese over top of it. And then you can put rotel, you can put black beans, you can put anything you want on this. Guacamole, whatever you want. Just bake it in the oven. Okay, so here is dinner. I'm going to put some guac on this and maybe some salsa or whatever they want. But I was going to do 2 things of fries. I was going to do half of it tortilla chips, half of it fries. And you guys can jazz this up however way you want to, but we call it Carne Asada fries. It's not quite the same marinade, but these always turn out really good. You can have a side salad with it or some veggies or refried beans or black beans, but they love it. So I do it every now and then. You can chop it with salsa, sour cream, guac, whatever you want. Yummy. Okay. Okay friends, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. Don't forget to check out Taylor's channel when you get done watching mine. And I will see you guys next time. Love y'all. Bye.